Hello everyone, I'm Cloud and welcome to Anime No Mi. Today, continuing with the One Piece videos here on the channel, we're going to talk about one of the most mysterious people in One Piece, Luffy's father, who is considered the most wanted man in the world of One Piece. We know it's confirmed that he has a devil fruit, and we'll talk about it in today's video. So I really count on your support to leave your like in today's video. Your like is very important and will help the channel a lot. I also count on you to subscribe if you're still new here. Let's go to the video. In One Piece there are only two people that we are completely sure of their power, without them ever revealing anything about their actions. One of them is Yonka Shanks, a legendary pirate that Luffy admires, and who motivated him to start his journey. This was before the Straw Hat Pirate discovered that Shanks is one of the emperors of the sea. But on the seas someone as famous as the Shanks was sailing, and who managed to become the biggest enemy of the Sekai Sifu, even though he was not a pirate. This is the father of Luffy, Dragon, the leader of the group of revolutionaries who directly oppose the actions of the world nobles. And we've never seen Dragon get into a real showdown to get to know in detail all of his true powers, but we know he's apparently at the level of an admiral. Furthermore, the manga and anime have long revealed an apparent confirmation of Dragon's devil fruit. This happened at the place where the king of pirates lost his life, on the island known as Town, a point that became important to pirates all over the world, and it was certain that at some point, the boy who dreamed of one day becoming the next king of pirates would go to that place. And as we know, it was thanks to Luffy's arrival in Town that his father was introduced to us in the series, because first Buggy the Clown tried to take Luffy's life on the platform of the Pirate King. There Luffy was mysteriously rescued by a lightning bolt that had fallen from the sky. Shortly after that, former naval captain Smoker tried to end the Straw Hat's journey at that very spot. Smoker introduced himself attacking Luffy and his companions, and by possessing the power of a Logia-type fruit, which was unknown to the Straw Hat Pirates, he was almost able to capture Luffy. But again a climate change had arisen where Luffy was, and again the weather was the reason he managed to escape without any harm. Even so, this does not mean the revelation of Dragon's powers, but everyone's reaction to the climate change. Yes, everyone was wondering why was that man protecting the Straw Hat Pirate. This was even more visible when Dragon personally saved Luffy and faced Smoker alone, apparently defeating the Marine captain without having any difficulty in that confrontation. So the reaction of all members of the Marine, especially Smoker, indicated that those powers were really proof of Dragon's involvement, already demonstrating that only he had the ability to change and take advantage of the weather in that way, which already confirms the power of a fruit of the devil. Also, as mysterious as Dragon and his organization are, we still know that Sekai Sifu had information about them. This is visible in the series when Sabo is introduced to us. Their Fujitora already knew that boy was part of being the second in command of the group of revolutionaries. Not only that, as they said they had no information about that young man possessing a devil fruit. This indicates that the Marine was aware of the Dragon Party's powers. Everything that is shown to us in anime and manga, the freedom as Dragon acts in the seas as someone untouchable, the way he faces great pirates in addition to the world's nobles, all this shows that he possibly has great power. The fact that he fights the celestial dragons is already an indication that their power must resemble that of an admiral. This is because we know that one of the main functions of an admiral in One Piece, as they are the highest ranked group in the Marine, is to protect the world's nobles and their wishes. The admirals must always be available for this, and Dragon, being the greatest enemy of the celestial dragons, tells us that not only is he not afraid of an admiral, but he must have already faced them at some point. In addition, Dragon has always had everything to reach the level of power of an admiral. After all, he is the son of Garp, one of the most powerful members of the Marine of all time. As we know, Garp just didn't become an admiral as it wasn't in his interest to follow the wishes of the world's nobles, and as Garp's son, Dragon possibly underwent superhuman training. But anyway, with all the information that confirms Dragon's great power, and also the possibility that he has a devil fruit, with what we've seen in the manga so far, what would be the power of Luffy's father? The first possibility, and also the one I believe the most, is that he has a paramecia that allows him to control storms, which would explain the whole mystery about his group and also his apparitions. After all, in several missions of the group of revolutionaries where Dragon makes his appearances, the mood always changes suddenly, like for example the day he saved his son Luffy, or when he saved Sabo. That day, with the arrival of Dragon in Goa, a big storm took that place, mainly the Great Terminal that was being attacked by the nobles. This storm allowed the revolutionaries to walk all over that place, besides sailing to the seas without being discovered. Also, when Sabo had fallen overboard when attacked by a world noble, the whole sea was calm, while the boy was unconscious, but with Dragon's arrival at the place where he was to rescue him, the mood began to change, and they emerged strong gales that continued until Dragon's arrival on on the revolutionary boat, a ship called Wind Grandma, which also refers to the winds. This would already be a great indication that Dragon's devil fruit is not only linked to winds or rain, it is not linked to just one of these elements, but the possibility of the whole set, hence the paramecia of the storm. After all, a storm is a disturbance in the atmosphere. Storms can be observed with thunderstorms and lightning, tornadoes and cyclones, which are the modalities of intense and sometimes dangerous storms. In addition, the word storm is also used to describe strong winds, windstorm, and other harsh manifestations of weather. So with all the representations, the storm fruit seems the most plausible to be Dragon's devil fruit powers. After all, in all of his appearances we have strong weather changes, like a big gale when he came up in front of Smoker to save Luffy, or when he saved Sabo, as we mentioned earlier. Also, there are some oriental stories that feature dragons with the ability to control storms and change the weather of the places they pass, which would bring even more references to Luffy's father's powers with his devil fruit. After all, in addition to its own name, Dragon, we also see that your ship that receives the name Wind Grandma, as we mentioned before, is a big ship totally modeled in the shape of a big dragon. Furthermore, this possibility would bring even greater importance to Dragon's past achievements, giving him a link to the King of Pirates. This is because we know that the King of Pirates was the one who discovered the whole history of the world, the history of the century that was lost, a story that the Dragon Group is very interested in discovering, which motivated them to try to protect Robin. Furthermore, the King of Pirates has also become a great enemy of Sekai Seafood, just as Luffy has become on his journey, as well as the Straw Hat Boy is also able to hear the voice of all things and has been traveling to the your side, someone who can read the history of the world. And at one point, we were introduced to a past battle, a battle between Shiki and the King of Pirates, where the ship Oro Jackson was surrounded by a gigantic fleet of pirates allied with Shiki, and in the midst of the beginning of that confrontation, the seas saved the king from the pirates. All of Shiki's ships were destroyed by a gigantic storm, while the King's of Pirate ship did not suffer any damage. It was as if the storm was only there to attack Shiki and save the King's of Pirates crew. And if Dragon really had the powers to control the storms, he could have rescued the pirates at that time, knowing that his legacy would in the future change the whole world. And would he be the first step to change the world as he always dreamed? However, there are other theories as to what Dragon's devil fruit might be, like the wind control I mentioned earlier, or the rain control, but I really believe it's a set of all of these factors. There is also the theory that he is able to control clouds, a fruit that would also have its powers similar to those I mentioned earlier with the powers of the storm, but instead of being the powers of a paramecia, it would have the powers of a logia. In any case, he raised his powers to the maximum. After all, in addition to a possible connection with the King of Pirates, Dragon became the most wanted man in the world. But comment below which devil fruit do you believe Dragon has. Don't forget to leave your likes in the video to help the channel, and also subscribe if you're still new here. The channel is new and needs your help. Thank you so much for watching our video so far. Your support is very important. See you in the next video. Bye.